This video clip describes how to solve systems of equations by combination. It's just another way. It doesn't work with all of them quite as neatly, but it works for this one. What we notice is that we have 3y, negative 3y on one side and y on the right equation. So if I multiplied this equation on the right by 3, then I would have the same magnitude of coefficients for y in both equations. 3 times 2x is 6x. 3 times y is 3y. 3 times negative 3 is negative 9. So if I combine those two equations together, through addition, I'm just going to add that whole equation to the top equation. So 6x plus 6x is 12x, and negative 3y plus 3y is 0. That's why we did that. We'll get them to have the same magnitude of coefficient. In this case, they're different signs, and so I just add them and they cancel. That's why some people call this, instead of combination, they call it elimination. So I'm going to add negative 15 and negative 9, and I get negative 24. Divide by 12. X equals negative 2. So then I can plug that into either equation because I've created a new equation. Let's plug it into this one up here. So 2 times negative 2 plus y equals negative 3. So I'll bring that down below and say, well, negative 4 plus y equals negative 3. Add 4 to each side. Y equals 1. So negative 2 comma 1 is are the coordinates for the solution to this system of equations. That was solved by combining the two equations, multiples of the two equations, in this case 3 times another equation, to get them to cancel out one of the terms nicely. We canceled out the y term, solved for the x term, plugged it into the either equation to solve for y. Well, would that same kind of thing work in this case? What if I doubled this one to get the x's to have the same coefficient, same magnitude? So that would be negative 2x, that would be negative 18y, that would be negative 30. Whoops, where's my equals? Equals negative 30. So let's combine those two equations. Negative 2x minus 18y equals negative 30. Let's subtract so that we can get that. So if I subtract a negative 2, that's the same as adding 2. So negative 2x plus 2x is 0. So a y subtract a negative 18 would be adding. So that would be y plus 18y is 19y. And subtracting a negative 30 is the same as adding 30. That gives us 19. 19, y equals 1. Well, I can plug that into either equation. Well, if y is 1 in the equation on the right, so negative x minus 9 ones is equal to negative 15. So negative x minus 9 equals negative 15. Let's add 9 to each side. And negative x equals negative 6. Well, if negative x equals negative 6, would you guess that positive x equals positive 6? You can find out by dividing by negative 1. Negative divided by negative is positive. Negative divided by negative is positive. 6 divided by 1 is 6. So that would be 6 comma 1. Does that really work? The coordinates 6 comma 1. Let's try it. Let's plug it into the equation on the left. If x is 6, so that would be negative 2 times 6 plus 1. So that would be negative 12 plus 1. Is that equal to 11? Negative 11. Yes, it is. We would want to check it in the other equation also. So that would be, let's change colors here. So negative 6 minus 9 times 1. Is that equal to negative 15? So that would be negative 6 and negative 9. That is negative 15. So it works in both equations. That must be the correct answer. Solving system of equations by combination.